So y'all already knew this commentary was coming. When I found out about it, I already knew and had the orchestra playing in my head. Almost like the gates of heaven just opened up and was about to welcome me in prematurely. And I already knew that my subscribers was waiting on this too, where you don't have to wait any longer. So, in case y'all been living under a rock for the last few hours or the last day or so, Cory Booker has finally decided to step down and bow out of the Democratic campaign and call it quits. In my honest opinion, he should have been done that. He actually, in my opinion, should have left before Kamala Harris did. And to be even more brutally honest, neither one of them had any place in that particular campaign, period. But alas, there they were. Now I'm gonna go ahead and read this article coming from Yahoo News so we can get a little bit more insight onto why he stepped down, or at least the reason he gave. Senator Cory Booker, Democratic of New Jersey, is suspending his presidential campaign. He announced in an email to supporters on Monday. Booker said multiple factors had contributed to his conclusion that he had no chance to win the Democratic nomination. It was a difficult decision to make, but I got in this race to win, and I've always said I wouldn't continue if there was no longer a path to victory. Our campaign has reached the point where we need more money to scale up and continue building a campaign that can win. Money we don't have, and money that is harder to raise because I won't be on the next debate stage because the urgent business of impeachment will rightly be keeping me in Washington. Well, I'm gonna tell you another piece of why he didn't get the Democratic nomination, or why he didn't get the support that he was hoping to get, especially from black people, especially black American-born individuals. He made the same kind of asinine, snarky comments that Kamala Harris did that tanks her, or at least helped contribute to tanking her campaign. But he's not gonna say that though. Booker is the first candidate to leave the race who specifically cited the impending impeachment trial as an issue. In recent weeks, as House Speaker Nancy Pelosi held back the articles of impeachment from the Senate, delaying the start of the trial, it has become apparent that the senators in the Democratic race will be handicapped by the need to attend the proceedings in Washington during the crucial final days of campaigning before the Iowa caucuses on February 3rd. Like some of the other candidates, Booker faced hurdles imposed by the Democratic National Committee's debate qualification rules, which set minimum requirements for polling and fundraising. He was not on stage for the most recent debate in December and did not qualify for the one on Tuesday evening in Iowa. Booker's departure leaves just 3 candidates of color in the Democratic field: Representative Tulsi Gabbard of Hawaii, former Massachusetts Governor Deval Patrick, and a businessman, Andrew Yang. And I have a feeling those will eventually fall by the wayside as well. Booker came into the race with a high profile and was widely expected to be a leading candidate. As the former mayor of Newark, New Jersey, he earned national attention for hands-on heroics that were amplified by his pioneering use of social media. Booker was elected to the Senate in 2013 and described his role as a civil rights activist in the halls of Congress. He has focused on issues of justice, including economic inequality, disparate environmental conditions in poorer parts of the country, and criminal justice reform. He was a prominent supporter of the bipartisan criminal justice reform legislation that was signed into law in late 2018. In his letter to supporters, Booker said he will run for re-election to the Senate this year. I will be doing everything in my power to elect the eventual Democratic nominee for president, whomever that may be, and to elect great Democrats to the Senate and up and down the ballot. Booker's campaign focused on a positive message of rising above differences and addressing the common pain shared by many Americans. He unveiled a suite of policies, including an ambitious environmental justice agenda and a baby bonds program that would reduce the racial wealth gap by providing grants to Americans at birth. In the letter announcing a decision to suspend the White House bid, he expressed pride in the policies he pushed on the trail and in the tenor of his campaign. I'm proud of the ideas we brought to this Democratic primary, and more importantly, the values we championed throughout. That's the only way we make progress, is by bringing people together, even when we were told that our approach couldn't win. However, despite the initial buzz and strong ground game, Booker and his positive message failed to gain traction in a primary race that seems to have been divided by larger ideological debates within the Democratic Party. And I'm not going to read the rest of it because it's just, for me, a bunch of BS. He's out. At this point, I really don't care. It is what it is. He knows what he said. He know he pissed off a core of his base early on in his campaign, much like Kamala Harris did. He ran out of money just like she did, because she had to start shuffling people around and everything like that, trying to hold on and prolong the inevitable. And now they're both gone, and I feel nothing for either one of them. If I don't have to see their faces ever again, that'll be wonderful. But something tells me they may pop up like bad ragweed all over again, and we'll just have to deal with it. Or try to, because I ain't about to deal with this shit. And it is what it is. Maybe he can go find Rosario Dawson to go console him. That in itself is a joke, that whole so-called relationship, just like his campaign. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this down in the comments. Like, share, subscribe. Make sure to follow me on Twitter if you haven't done so already. Have the notifications turned on, and I will talk to you in the next one.